Howdy ho, everybody. I am Donut. I'm here with my fiance.
Thermites.
I've seen South Park up to season 20-something.
I am watching it blind.
This is, of course, a Black Lives Matter, All Cops Are Bastards, and trans rights supporting channel. If you ain't supporting that shit too, you can fuck right out of here. This is Season 5, Episode 7, Proper Condom Use.
Oh boy.
Any predictions?
We definitely have to have the classic scene of the, I guess I don't know who would do it. Maybe Mr. Garrison would come in with a banana and, peel the condom on the banana, and then the kids don't understand why that is.
Are you saying kids and kindergartners?
Maybe.
Mr. Garrison does teach kindergarten class. You're saying Mr. Garrison, you'd be talking about the kindergarten class.
True. Every time I had it done to me in class, it was never the teacher that was our main teacher.
You?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. Canadian school is wild.
It's a weird penis inspection day.
But yeah, it was never your actual homeroom teacher. So I can't imagine it's Miss Chokes on Deck. So someone else comes in, maybe Mr. Mackey, and puts the condom on the banana, and then the boys go, "Oh, that's cool," and then I don't know what they would do.
That's such a weird prediction for the episode. You predicted one scene.
That might be the whole episode.
All right, well, if you want to see the full length, this one, check it out on the Patreon below for $4 a month.
Every time, I can't believe this.
If you had to give a prediction of to when they would stop that, what would you say? What is your over/under?
I think it's gotta be end of season 5.
Okay.
Or
you mean
start of season 6, let's say.
Okay.
They might start season 6 with a fresh new intro.
All right.
Again, Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, okay.
I swear I won't make any more albums or movies. That's what you said last time, but obviously we must now resort to more drastic measures. Oh God, it burns! It burns! Scream for me, bitch! Ah! Oh, awesome! You guys, come in. You
Love
gotta check
the
this
continuity.
out. Oh no, what now? What's this all about,
Oh,
Kenny? Watch this. It's so funny. Come here, Garden. Come on.
Forgot this episode.
Red Rocket. Red Rocket.
Oh no! Oh no!
Red Rocket. Come on.
Is Red Rocket a South Park reference?
I'm milking the dog. They make dog milk.
I don't know if it's
No, they
specifically
don't.
South Park reference. I think that's where most people say it from, but...
Okay.
Come on, dog. Red Rocket. Ah!
Oh boy!
Awesome. I told you that.
Oh boy!
Red Rocket might legitimately be a South Park reference. I'll have to check after this episode.
Doesn't work if you beat off a dog again right away. Beat off, that's what it's called when you milk a dog. Beating it off. Don't you guys know anything? Wow, you weren't all this in the fifth
So
grade?
direct.
Yeah, I guess they thought we were cool, so they showed us how to do it. Hey, come here, dog. Dog, come here.
Just boys milking dogs.
Mom, Dad, you gotta see this.
Oh no!
This is
Please
Mommy
stop!
and Daddy's book club night, remember?
But it's super cool.
Later, sweetie.
Red Rocket. Red
Monterey
Rocket Spark.
in
Red Rocket.
California is a
Red Rocket.
poet.
Red Rocket.
It's amazing how
Red
we
Rocket
three
Spark.
pages of pictures right there. And
Red Rocket. Red Rocket.
what are you doing?
Beating off the dog. Red Rocket. Red Rocket.
Stanley, you go to your room right now.
My room, why?
Go, Stanley. He gets very good grades. You're being grounded for 10 months?
No.
Beating
10
off the
months.
dog is not appropriate when we have company. I mean, ever. Beating off the dog is not appropriate ever.
Why? What's the big deal?
Stanley, don't you understand what you were doing?
I was doing Red Rocket to make the dog's milk come out.
No, Stan, what you were doing to the dog was sexual.
Huh?
You were stimulating the dog, Stanley. What came out of him was his... Randy?
Well, you know, when you do that to a male, you make his stuff come out. Well, Jesus, haven't they taught you these things in school?
What things?
Sexual education. Haven't you learned that yet?
No.
Oh, well, you see, Stanley, well, your school should be teaching this stuff.
Yeah, let's get that damn school on the phone.
You really want your children learning about
It's
sex?
nice to see Mr. Adler
Part
here
of fun
again.
of being a kid is being naive.
The
Let them be kids
woodshop
for a
teacher.
while.
Naive at what cost, Chef?
She's right. With all the teen pregnancies that are out today, I think my boy does need to know about sexual education. From the school.
Now, I know that some of you think this is very funny.
Oh, it's the
words
most
like
health
penis,
class I've ever seen.
vagina. Now stop that.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get through this by being mature and grown up. Okay. The man takes his penis and he... let's see. The man takes his penis and he...
I can't tell if he's just being awkward or if he doesn't know.
I don't think he knows. This is Mr. Mackey we're talking about.
It's been about 21 years.
Oh, no.
Let's see,
Let's see.
Yeah, I took the penis and what did I do with that damn thing?
We think it's gonna be fun.
Fun. It's going to be fun. Well, let's start with our first lesson then, shall we? Sexually transmitted diseases.
Oh, no.
That's right, because unless you get boys to wear condoms, you can and will get a sexually transmitted disease from them. How fun is that? Sex is about disease. Here's a little picture of herpes. And here's a little syphilis for you.
Yeah, I don't think old Mackin knows a hymen from a hysterectomy. And chokes on dick, I'd be surprised if she
Why isn't
ever
Chef
got
teaching
laid
this?
in her life.
Yes, well, Chef's probably gonna give us bad advice too.
Oh, nothing.
Hey, Wendy, did you guys
Yeah, about right.
get... You guys, we just want to know...
School might be the worst place to learn this shit.
Do any of you have your condoms on?
No?
Oh, no.
Without
Okay.
wearing a condom, you could get a disease? Yeah. If you don't wear a condom, you're gonna get AIDS.
AIDS? Oh, jeez. I don't want to get the AIDS, fellas.
Just go away. We don't want your AIDS.
You know, actually, in health class, the number one takeaway I had was, even if you wear a condom, you can still get a sexually transmitted disease.
Right.
Which led me to never wearing condoms in my life. Really bad decision. Yeah. But I always remembered well, it's not going to matter if I wear a condom anyway, so. It's the only thing I remember health class teaching me.
I wasn't really sought after much in high school or college. I was made fun of most of my life for having such large glasses. The only boyfriend I ever had was a popular boy named Stephen Garrett. I liked him very much, but I found out that he was dating me because he had lost a bet on the Super Bowl. Loser had to go out with me for 3 days.
Oh, I'm sorry.
People can be very cruel.
I wasn't exactly the captain of the football team either. And then as I got older, my head just sort of seemed to get bigger while the rest of my body stayed the same. That's how I got my nickname in college.
Your nickname?
That guy with the really big head.
Oof.
Wow, I've never met a man who was as sexually unappealing as me.
Neither have I.
Well, I'm quite happy without sex. I mean, with all the diseases and problems out there, who needs it, right?
Well, not me. Okay.
Well, back to the lesson plan then.
Right.
Okay, oral sex.
Oh, boy.
Oh, it's all gooey. Just put it on, Butters. How come I gotta go first? Butters, will you stop filibustering? All right. Oh, it's sticky. It's sticky. Holes or tears? I don't even understand.
Oh, I wouldn't want to do this outside.
Not in the cold.
Look at Butters' schlong, Game-O. I wasn't looking at his schlong. I was seeing how to put the condom on. Sure, but it won't stay on. I need a rubber band or something. I got rubber bands.
Oh, no.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
Why is it so many?
Okay, I think it's on. How do you feel? Pretty good. Do you feel protected? Yeah, I don't think nothing's getting to my wiener through this thing. It's even got a little reservoir at the end so you can pee in it. All right, yeah. Somebody's gotta help Timmy put his condom on.
Oh, no.
We need to be teaching even younger than 4th grade.
But
Oh,
how old do you
boy.
think a student should be when they learn about proper condom use?
Kindergarten.
Oh, yeah, we're doing
Get to
it.
the students before they start having sex.
Condoms are what we use to stop the spread of STDs.
He looks so.
He's so dapper.
Yeah.
No, we can't do finger paints. You kids want to get herpes, huh? How about a nice bucket of AIDS? Sound good?
Bucket of AIDS.
I'm going to show you the proper way to put on a condom. First of all, you remove the condom from its package. Then you find which way the condom rolls out. Put it in your mouth and
Yeah.
apply.
It's Garrison, all right.
Oh, yeah.
And it's as simple as that. Any questions?
dumpy.
Oh no!
Man, this condom's driving me crazy. Yeah, I've changed mine 3 times already because it itches so much. Yeah, but it makes going to the bathroom easier.
Jesus Christ!
This is where the man puts his... Eric, what the hell are you doing?
I'm putting on a new condom. I filled the other one up.
Why are you wearing a condom?
Don't get AIDS.
Eric, you can't get AIDS from just sitting around. You have to get it from sex.
From sex?
Yes.
You mean intercourse with a girl?
Yes. No, you all pay attention, please.
It's the girls that give us diseases. I knew it. Girls lie. We have to get rid of the girls. Yeah, come on, guys. This is war.
Doggy?
That's right, doggy style. We went over.
Pile driver?
Pile driver!
Pile driver position. Good question.
The filthy Sanchez?
Yes, good, Flora. You remember the filthy Sanchez.
Carl?
Yes, you can give your partner the old hot Carl, sure.
Aw, yeah.
There, you see? Girls have built some kind of stronghold to keep us out.
Why does it only take like 5 minutes to go full Road Warrior?
This South Park is always just seconds away from collapse.
Just tell them if they leave town peacefully, we won't have to resort to violence.
Just walk away. You can put a stop to all this. Just walk away.
He's so shocked.
Spare your lives. Just walk away.
Look at Terry's face.
Oh.
Why did it have a blade?
Bitch! That doesn't...
Yeah, I think I can get through that.
Now that's a dumpy.
That's a
Maybe we
dumpy,
should
alright.
come up with another lesson plan. These are the 2 areas most
His
important.
hands. His hands so tiny.
Stimulation.
No.
I don't know. It doesn't feel wrong. I've been thinking about you a lot, Miss Chokes on Dick.
Yeah? What do you do when you think about me?
Go crazy.
Do you touch yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, this is worse than beating off a dog.
Wait.
Sticking with us for so long.
Condom?
Well, no.
Oh well, fuck it.
Oh,
Oh
no.
God, give it to me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's it, baby, that's
I
it.
can't even tell what part of that is coming up in frame.
I think that's his ass.
I cannot tell.
Ow! Oh my god!
What the hell was that?
There's one Molotov.
Did you feel something?
Where is this?
Oh, no.
What is with all these
Jesus
colors?
Christ.
Ooh, Butters, you're in big trouble now.
I think I went a little overboard scaring the girls. I forgot to tell them that to get diseases from boys, you have to have sex with them first.
Well, I hate to say
Pretty
it,
important.
you all got what you deserve. Sex isn't something that should be taught in textbooks and diagrams. Sex is emotional and spiritual. It needs to be taught by family. I know it can be hard, parents, but if you leave it up to the schools to teach sex to kids, you don't know who they're learning it from. It could be someone who doesn't know, someone who has a bad opinion of it, or even a complete pervert.
What? Why did you pan to me just now? What the hell is that?
He's right. I never knew how special and personal sex was until just recently.
This whole mess started because we couldn't talk to our boy ourselves.
But, Chef, when is the right age for us to start having sex?
It's very simple, children. The right time to start having sex is 17.
17?
17.
So you mean 17 as long as you're in love?
Nope, just 17.
But what if you're not ready at 17?
17. You ready?
I guess we got a while to wait before we have to worry
All
about
right,
sex.
taking hard stance.
Yeah, thank God.
Well, I guess now that that's out of the way, we can get on with our lives. Come here, boy. That's it, right?
So happy.
I don't understand. How did we come to that conclusion?
What other sexual positions did we talk about?
Oh no.
Yeah, the wraparound butt grab. Sure, can't forget that. Reverse cowgirl. Good, Kevin. Hot lunch. Yeah, she likes that. Dog
She likes that.
Glass bottom boat. Good one, yes. Fish eye. Good, Jenny. Chili dog. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. First off, what would you rate the episode?
8 out of 10.
Really, I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Like, I liked it, but I think a lot of what they did in this episode, they do in other episodes way better.
Okay.
So that's why I think, for you, I think it makes sense to give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Me, I know that a lot of different parts of this episode they've done better in other episodes. So that's why I'm giving it a 6. I will say, I was very worried for the message at the end of like, what is going to be the thing we wrap up here. But no, I actually really like the message at the end. I agree with it.
Yeah.
The Chef 17 thing, that was more of a joke sort of thing. But I mean,
sure.
At the same time, I do agree with like 17 as a minimum.
Okay.
Like, before that is pretty weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's not something where I have a hard stance of like, you shouldn't, but it is like, you shouldn't, but it's not like a nobody is ever allowed, you shouldn't be allowed to. It's really more, you shouldn't, but there's some certain circumstance where maybe, you know, some people it's like, whatever. I mean, like, I've done plenty of sexual things before, 17, but like, sex is, I do think that should be, 17 is a line to wait.
Okay.
What is your opinion on that? I mean, it's a tough stance, but
I feel
also
like,
not with anybody. Not saying with anybody. I am just saying like as of them, the person. Like,
I mean, I feel like sexual activity is like.
That's hard. Sexual activity is different than sex.
I mean, what are we defining as sex? Penis and vagina.
Penis, vagina, penis and butts. And I guess mouth as well. I guess oral as well. Any penetration.
Okay.
Because, like, anything that would get you a sexually transmitted disease.
Sure. In that case, probably 18. Like, it's a line in the sand, but it's a line in the sand that a lot of other things also draw, so... Sure.
I really think the 18 line is weird. I think 17 is a more obvious line to draw than 18. 18 is weird because there's not really like much science behind 18, whereas there is for like 17. In terms of like brain shit and stuff like that. Or like 21 is a better one, but like that is, I understand that is too restrictive.
I'd say also no sex in high school, not because of pregnancy or AIDS, but because of. Like, I think high school is a bad place to do anything relationship-wise.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you are young out there and watch these, you shouldn't be, but don't date in your high school.
Yeah.
Do not date people that go to your same high school.
It's a bad idea.
Yeah, I have never once dated anybody that's going to my high school very purposefully. That can only end in failure.
I have. I guess it wasn't super serious, but at the same time, it's something where it's like, yeah, I'd rather not. And when I went to university, I made the clear decision to absolutely not date at all.
Yeah.
And then when we started dating, like, you're not going to my university. It's completely separate.
We weren't even going to the same country. How was your experience with health class and that sort of stuff? Sex ed in general.
So the first time I went through sex ed was in 5th grade, and it was pretty straightforward. It was fine. I've gone through sex ed like 5 times at this point, which is wild. Because, it was 5th grade, 6th grade, then 7th and 8th grade, and then only once in high school, which I think was like, it might have been 12th grade, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, I've only gone through it twice. Which one wasn't really sex ed. It was more it was just called health class. Whereas the other one was health class, and then we had the specific sex ed part of it.
Okay.
Which was in 6th grade. Both were in 6th grade because I moved around in 6th grade a bunch. But the one that was like sex ed was up in Pennsylvania, and like super conservative Pennsylvania, which is very strange that was the one that had sex ed. But at the same time, the more I look back on it, I guess I do see sex ed more as a conservative stance than like a more progressive stance.
Sure.
Usually because it is more like what you see in here, like more shaming of it than anything. But that was always weird to me. But it wasn't now until rewatching this episode that I was thinking throughout this episode, like, I guess it isn't that weird that the only place I took like sex ed was conservative type place. But yeah, the other place was down in Delaware where I lived mostly, and that was way more of a just like general, like they were just like talking about it in general, but that was also not good because that was the class that taught me that, like, you know, drugs are not really that bad, because they were doing a thing of like, look at how bad all these drugs are, and by the way, yes, soda is also a drug. Soda is just as bad for you as a lot of these big drugs. And as a kid, of course, my takeaway from that is like, okay, well, I drink sodas all the time, so drugs are obviously not that bad then. Like,
oh boy,
it was one of the worst, you know, takeaways they could find. And I remember a lot of other people in the class, you know, that was just a big talking point of like, it really seemed like drugs were a lot more addictive than they were, but we drink soda all the time. And, you know, as kids, we're like, we drink soda all day, every day. What do they mean these drugs are addicting? But yeah, I definitely do not have any good takeaways from health class at all. None. I did, actually, no. There's one good takeaway I had from health class, which is I learned how to masturbate in health class.
Oh.
Just a kid in the class just came up to me and said, like, hey, do you know how to masturbate? This is how you masturbate. And then he walked away. I didn't say a single word to him. He just came up to me and said, hey, do you know how to masturbate? This is how you masturbate. And I said, okay. And then, you know, he moved on. Or I guess, not what I mean, I learned how to masturbate, but I learned how to masturbate better. It was like hey, if you like rub the underside of your penis, it'll feel better. Like, hey, you know, if you play with your butt, it'll feel better. I'm like, okay, weird, but noted. That was the only good takeaway I had from health class, and that was not a teacher. That was just some kid. I don't know. I was not friends with them. I don't even know their name. I have no idea who they were. They just told me, hey, you should try rubbing the underside of your dick and play with your butt.
This explains so much. I get it now.
But I also, so the whole like message at the end, like I wasn't sure how I, you know, felt about it, but I have, this is my stance on it. If you are being taught sex ed at your house by your parents or, you know, by your guardians or whoever it may be, as opposed to at school. At school, everybody's being taught by the same teacher.
Sure.
And so everybody in the town is being taught by the same teacher. All your friends are being taught by the same teacher. Everybody's being taught by one person. And whereas if everybody's being taught by their parents, then even if you have the circumstance of, oh, maybe this person's a pervert, maybe this person is, you know, shaming it, maybe this person is, I don't even remember what all the things they had said for everybody was, but, you know, bringing up all those points again, you know, every one of those could still be a possibility if it's a parent, but then you have the added benefit of all the other kids having information that their parents have given them, and then the kids can share the information amongst themselves. Whereas when you have everybody in the same vein of information, then you have that one weird 5th grader who's like, hey, did you try playing with the other side of your dick and you want to stick your finger up your butt? Like, you rely on the one outsider who knows the information, and then they're more like the creepy one, rather than like if everybody had the... It's all like Santa Claus is a good like example of it, of like, you know, kids just learn that Santa Claus isn't real, usually in a very natural way, just through their environment, and like, you know, having plenty of kids being like, no, Santa Claus is real, no, Santa Claus isn't real, and as you get older, the other, you know, Santa Claus isn't real starts to die down in terms of the amount of people. But yeah, I think health classes in general really only make shit so much worse. Like, it definitely adds to the sexually repressive culture that America has.
Okay.
For sure. Like, you know, I think that is also a big reason of why, you know, it seems like the further we get, sex ed is less and less what, like, they consider this to be. Like, you know, when I was going through sex ed, it was, yeah, let's show you a video of somebody giving birth, let's show you a video of vasectomy, and, you know, let's just show you, let's just, like, let me just show you the worst case scenarios for all these STDs and stuff like that, instead of actually trying to, you know, talk about it in a realistic, you know, sense with actual, like, you know, you should be wearing these STDs, you should be wearing condoms, but you shouldn't be, you know, fearful that you're gonna always get an STD and you know, be too afraid to have sex with anybody because, you know, you're afraid or whatever. And yeah, I just think it's since then they have backed down a little more and gone more into a more, like Chef said, a more emotional, more spiritual, like, you know, make sure that you are in love with your partner when having sex, like that sort of thing, rather than like a, you know, you need a bit of both.
Yeah.
I think that is also why we have, like, there was so much, whether sex ed or not, I think the repressive and not wanting to talk about it aspect of this episode, like taking away the classroom aspect of it, but just the not wanting to talk about it with the parents and that sort of thing, I think definitely led to a lot of the baby boomer generation and everything. I mean, my mom had me when she was like 16 and everything like that.
Right.
Whereas like you talk to Zoomers now, and I don't know any fucking Zoomers that are having sex. Kids seem to like not have sex now until like fucking 25, which is good, but
yeah. Like, I do think the Zoomers both know a lot about sex and also don't have sex until, you know, they're a lot older, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. I will also say, I think, like, the sex ed system here was really good. I think part of it is, of course, because I did it 5 times.
Yeah.
Which meant I had 5 different teachers with 5 different
outlooks.
outlooks.
Yeah, that's good.
And then another thing was that, like, I really appreciated the system of being able to either ask any question or, like, you know, write down any questions you have and then having the teachers, like, non-judgmentally talk about it.
Yeah.
Because when I was in, like, middle school...
I didn't have that, by the way. I just said yeah because I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah. In middle school, there was this big debate over, like, can having sex with a dog get you pregnant? And, like, I genuinely didn't know.
Sure.
Because I was getting, like, I was very much into, you know, Pokemon and, like, a lot of, like, early fandoms, especially a lot of furry fandoms. Like, I definitely learned about sex ed from fanfiction and furry stuff before I took sex ed for the first time.
Oh, yeah. See, I mean, I learned way more about sex from the internet than I did from any actual teaching.
And it was really good in middle school to have the teacher, like, non-judgmentally explain, like, no, like, dog semen will not impregnate a human. Like, just, you know, you don't do it.
That's so...
I think a big part of it is also, like, having a figure, like a teacher, who will just say, by the way, you might not really get why you shouldn't do it, but just don't do it right now, please. Like, just trust me on this one, hold off for a bit.
Yeah.
Like, that hit me so much more than, like, don't do drugs or don't have sex. Like, the takeaway I really did take, even though I did have sex before I was 18, like, the takeaway of just don't until, you know, you're ready to, you know, deal with it.
Abstinence was such a huge thing as well, which is, like, again, they're creating the, like, cancel culture. It's the same thing as, like, saying, oh, you know, having these, like, not millennials now, but at the time, like, you know, young, like, 20-year-olds coming out and being like, don't smoke, kids. I'm going to sing a song about you shouldn't smoke. And then, of course, they're going to go smoke.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like, you tell them, oh, be abstinent, and kids are like, all right, who can I fuck right now?
Right. It's the hard double edge of, this is really good, and everyone who takes it feels really good, but don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I just remembered, like, that how utterly embarrassed I was at my first girlfriend, who was way older than me, like 3 or 4 years older than me. I was like 14 or 15, she was like 17, 18. It got weird.
Right.
It got weird.
Sure,
but anyway, I remember after that year, like, quite a bit after we had broken up, I don't even remember what age I was. I had to have been like 18 or 19, and learning from her as my ex that girls have 2 holes in the vagina, you know, a pee hole and a fuck hole, to use South Park language. But I remember, like, having to be like, man, sex ed didn't teach me fucking nothing. And even more than that, like, past that and everything, almost everything I've learned from women's anatomy has been from that ex, or, like, I mean, I don't talk to her anymore, it was a long time ago, but or just from lesbians in general, or gay guys as well. So much I had learned from, like a stand-up comedian, you know, like a gay stand-up comedian doing, like, a joke and then being like, wait, is that, oh wait, shit, that's real? I don't know women's anatomy. I remember so clearly on the Mega 64 podcast, Derek talking about, they were talking about some horror movie where, like, a girl got her, like, clit snipped off or something, and he was like, but that's inside. And they were all like, he realized on the podcast that, like, he, again, didn't know how women's anatomy worked. He was like, I think he even said, like, well, shit, health class didn't fucking teach me something. Yeah, and he also, like, sorry, every woman I've ever been with.
Oh, no.
But like that is really what happens when both the health teachers I have were cishet white male dudes.
Right.
So it's like it's the Mr. Mackey situation of they didn't fucking know what they were talking about, so they didn't fucking teach me shit.
Right.
So I look like a goddamn idiot.
Boy, the one. Yeah, it also does feel really weird looking back on it that apart from like the third of my 5 sex eds was done like in a combined environment. Like it was a guy and like a male and female teacher teaching males and females all in the same class.
Yeah,
but
both mine were like that.
For all the others I had, they were segregated by sex, and we did have like the male gym teacher explaining everything. But yeah, weird bad idea.
Yeah. It was also so terrible that the health class that I had in Delaware, which was the one was a lot better, but still,
Sure.
it was so weird to always go from health class to immediately gym. It's like you're talking to all this sexual stuff, and then you're immediately going to, all right, now go get changed in a locker room together, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And then we're going to have this co-ed gym class where everybody's wearing, not skimpy uniforms, but,
Sure.
where everybody's showing more skin than usual. It's a
Right.
weird environment.
Yeah, that is strange.
It's so weird. And yeah, I mean, it's just it's all around bad situation. I definitely think the parents and then having a bigger group of everybody having this information is better. And I just don't trust schools to really teach anything good.
Sure.
I'm not very pro school. I don't fuck schools, man.
Yeah, I like schools.
Don't go to college.
Why was Red Rocket in this episode? I mean, I get why it set off the chain of events. It is a funny joke, but it feels like something that could really be done better in a different episode.
I didn't even remember it being in this episode at all, but it makes sense as to how it kickstarted all this. Because I mean, they don't. I mean, and when you think about it, like it is the milking a cow versus jerking off a dog, and it's it's basically the same exact thing.
Yeah.
It's just society deciding this isn't weird, but this is weird.
Right.
We eat this, we don't eat this. So it's I mean, some people eat this, but because of the graphic content of this episode, it had to be aired at 9 o'clock at night instead of the usual 8:30.
Ah.
Of course, sparing the children's eyes. We had to wait that 30 minutes, that way no children will ever see this. Okay, so we are watching the DVD release of these episodes, which is actually interesting because this is one of the only episodes that is censored on the DVD release, but not I don't know where we would even find the uncensored version of this episode.
Okay.
But the only thing they cut was, or not cut, but when Mr. Garrison starts to demonstrate how to put on the condom, they did show all of that, and then in the DVD release, they had cut it out.
Okay.
Yeah. So. The only, again, it's one of those things where it was only in the original airing and they had to remove it. It's really interesting. There is a lot, because of the way South Park is animated, there's just so much of that throughout the series.
Yeah.
It just they'll put something in and then they have to either change it or it won't be in there and they only add it for the following release.
Right.
Not even for the DVD release, but just enough to be for every time you put this on TV, put this in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really interesting the DVD uses this version. I don't know why.
I mean, maybe they just don't have the footage anymore.
Maybe. But it was because the Comedy Central was telling them, please shorten it. And so they said, we're not going to shorten it, but we will just cut it. Cut away from it. Once again, this episode does break so much continuity with Mr. Mackey.
Oh, yeah.
In a lot of what we learned about him. So much of it broke this episode. With his head and not having sex for 21 years and a lot of just real retcons. Okay, I cannot find anything on Red Rocket. I can't find a single thing of anybody saying that its origin is anything.
Okay.
Let alone that it's not South Park, is South Park, or what. I can't find anybody talking about its origin at all.
Well, if anyone knows the etymology of Red Rocket, please.
I can't even find anything somebody saying, oh yeah, Red Rocket, that thing from South Park.
Really?
So, yeah, it's just it seems to just be as common of a word as water. So, if anybody can find anything on that, please let me know. I would really like to know. Other than that, is there anything else to really talk about this episode?
I feel like we covered basically everything.
Yeah, again, we do the Mad Max thing so often. It's like fucking, this whole town is just seconds away from turning into Mad Max constantly. I guess the kids, really.
I think that does also tell us something about the geography of the town. In that there is this big open field that is across from the school, and also, like, most people's houses can look over and see it. I mean, to be fair, like, it is a big explosion that goes up, but still,
I mean,
like, it has to be kind of centralized.
Certainly not in the game, so I don't know where the fuck that could possibly... There's so much in, like, the... I mean, like, Cartman Land is also supposed to be, you know, in South Park, I guess. Like, not even just in Colorado, but in South Park.
I believe so.
Well, no, actually, I guess they did say in Colorado in the commercial. They didn't specifically say South Park, so sure, whatever. But still, also, where the fuck is that in Colorado? It's got a giant volcano. But yeah, the Mr. Mackey and Chokes on Dick stuff. You want to talk about that?
Oh, boy. It's a weird ship. Not against it, though. Not the most cursed ship that could happen between the teachers.
Yeah, there's some of the most cursed. I mean, all the teachers are cursed, but...
Sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely more. Like, her and Mr. Garrison is definitely the most cursed.
Oof, yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't have anything specific to say about it.
I was gonna say, yeah, I guess I don't have anything else to say about it anyway. It went on for a little bit long.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I hope they do something with it later. Like, I hope it is the thing that keeps on going. I hope they're not pregnant. That'd be... I mean, for the sake of the kid, I hope not.
Yeah. Alright, well, we'll see you guys for the next one. Until then, get the fuck out of here.